Hey everybody, Alex Kozora, SteelersDepot.com, back with some more Pittsburgh Steelers preview and prediction for this Week 6 game between the 3-2 Pittsburgh Steelers and the 2-3 Las Vegas Raiders. Let's talk about it. Before we start, if you guys could like this video, subscribe to the channel, and check out the site, SteelersDepot.com, would really appreciate that. Starting with the Falcons' offense quarterback change, they are turning to Aiden O'Connell. Gardner Minshew has been benched. That happened midway through last week's loss to Denver. O'Connell started 10 games for the Raiders last year as a rookie. This will be his first start in 2024. He's a pocket passer, doesn't have the mobility that Minshew does, although we've seen Pittsburgh struggle a little bit this year against a guy like Joe Flacco. And so I think generally, coming into this year, Pittsburgh has had more success broadly against those pocket passers than they have against the more mobile types. But, O'Connell, if he's able to get into a rhythm, then they can certainly make some hay there. The run game, though, for the Raiders has been really inefficient, really the worst in football. Zamir White, we'll see if he plays. I think he's up in the air right now. Got Alexander Madison, the former Minnesota Viking, and Amir Abdullah does some third down work for them, but they have really had low yards per carry, low success rates, and it's led them to get other people involved in the run game. I think Pittsburgh can stop the base true run game of the Raiders, their split zone, their duo, those types of things. Watch out for receivers getting involved. Their speedy receiver, Trey Tucker's got a couple carries and a touchdown this year, 1st and 10, 3rd and goal, those types of moments. Watch out for him. Their tight end, Brock Bowers, had a carry for 13 yards against Cleveland, and so he's the guy that did tight end run stuff at Georgia. They're incorporating that a bit at the NFL level. So a bunch of different guys in terms of receivers and even Bowers getting involved there in the run game. That may be the element Pittsburgh has to make sure they get a handle on. No one gets the edge. No one gets a big run off of them to win the line of scrimmage and control that run game, which will make life really tough on O'Connell. Pass game, it's really find Bowers. Find number 89. He is their clear number one with Devontae Adams out, and they're going to feed him the ball in a bunch of different ways, in different alignments. He leads all NFL tight ends entering Week 6 in targets, in receptions, in yards, in receptions of 20-plus yards. He's got 5 of those, including a big touchdown to start off that game against Denver last week. So he'll line up, Y off. He'll be 3-by-1 backside, even fullback occasionally on some play action. They ran a fullback wheel to him that was open that Minshew just missed last week. And so you have to find a way to handle him. It'll be interesting to see how Pittsburgh defends him, because you think about a number one receiver, a CeeDee Lamb, okay, put Porter on him, do some bracket stuff with a safety. That's a more conventional game plan. How do you handle Bowers, who can line up everywhere? Is it a one-man job? It's probably more than just one guy to handle that because of all the different ways and places he'll align. Probably see some Minkah Fitzpatrick, maybe some Patrick Queen, but I would treat him like a number one receiver because he is to that offense right now. He is somebody that should be bracketed, that should command 4 eyes on him, especially on those possession downs, but that's the guy you have to control. If you don't, could be a long day. I do think Pittsburgh can still control the line of scrimmage, even with all the edge issues they have right now. The actual D-line is healthy. You do have TJ Watt still. That Raiders O-line is young. They've not played great together. They do have a really good left tackle in Colton Miller, and so whoever ends up getting the reps opposite TJ Watt, Jeremiah Moon, Ade Ogundeji, Latu, it could be a tough day for them just facing, a really good left tackle. But elsewhere, they got young guys in the middle. Jackson Powers-Johnson at left guard, should he start? He's got an injury. Thayer Munford or DJ Glaze at right tackle. I'm not entirely sure who's going to be the starter there. Those are first, second-year guys. And so, TJ Watt's going to command a lot of attention in this one. But there were certainly, I think, winnable matchups on the offensive line. I really want to see the D-line, the actual D-line, step up in this one, get some of the interior pressure they were getting in Week 1, in Week 2, because you really can't ask too much out of these outside linebackers beyond TJ Watt, who, again, I'm sure the Raiders will throw all their attention towards him. So the D-line really has to get pressure, win their matchups. Defensively for the Raiders, they've not been a bad unit. There's some talent there, and they've had some decent play overall. They're not a real splash team. The offense gives the ball away too much. The defense does not create enough splash, but you got to deal with Max Crosby, and he's their best guy. Rarely leaves the field. They move him around a little bit. He's primarily going to be left end, seeing Broderick Jones. Pittsburgh will have to have a good plan for him. There really aren't many other pass rush threats in terms of the core rush outside of that. But starting with the run defense, they play a 5-2 in a lot of situations. Early downs, they're going to have a 5-man front, 2 off-ball linebackers. And Pittsburgh has struggled against those looks because the Raiders really want to make it hard to get your run game going, to not let a runway get created into the second level. I think Cleveland has run a 5-2 in the past and has bottled up Pittsburgh's run game. So even though the Raiders are without their top interior free agent acquisition and Christian Wilkins, he's out for the season, or at least for the next couple months. He's got an injury, a foot injury, but there's still some talent, there's still some size up front, and Pittsburgh has struggled to really get the run game going. So I'm more than a little, I'm concerned they're going to be able to get the run game going in this one. I think it's going to be tough sledding against that 5-2 front. So when you see the 5-2 front, they're going to 2-gap and play more just kind of traditional hold your gap defense. When they're in their 4-3, they're going to 1-gap, they're going to be a little more aggressive. And so that's kind of the different approaches they have with their different fronts. Secondary is pretty varied in coverage. I would say zone, early downs, they're going to run cover 2 against 2-back. They're going to run a lot of cover 6 against different looks. They're going to cloud to the boundary. They blitz a good bit, and it's not always been effective, but they're going to send some pressure in this one. So Pittsburgh will have to identify and handle that. If we get Jalen Warren back for this game, which it sounds like that's where it's trending as of this recording Friday, that'll be key for his, assets in pass protection. But second down blitzes, the Raiders are pretty aggressive on second down. They're going to send DBs from the field. Their safeties are going to rush, and so Pittsburgh has to be able to identify that, make sure those guys get picked up. And I think the Raiders do a good job of quarterback contain. I think, I watched against Watson and Bo Nix, and I thought the Raiders didn't let those guys really break the pocket too much, and so we'll see if Fields has success there. But certainly winnable matchups overall. George Pickens, on paper, is the best player out of all their corners and Pittsburgh's receivers, so hopefully get him involved early, get some good plays, get you feeling good, and wipe away all the controversy and everything that's been happening the past week. All right, for my prediction, and you guys may not want to hear this because I am picking the Steelers to win 20-16, and I say that because I picked incorrectly the last 3 games, as some of you have identified. So I'm on a losing skid right now, just like Pittsburgh, so hopefully I'm not the kiss of death here, but I got Pittsburgh winning this one. Still have concerns, but I just think offensively, I don't know what the Raiders are going to bring. The run game, I don't think they're going to get it going, and then to make O'Connell have to really carry this team, I think it's going to take a lot for Pittsburgh to lose. It's going to have to be a lot of just messiness and turnovers and self-inflicted errors, which has been happening the last 2 weeks in fairness, but I think Pittsburgh will finally button down and probably won't be pretty, and they do have a bad track record of winning in Vegas. They're 1-3 in Vegas under Mike Tomlin. They did win there last year, although it was closer than it should have been, considering how poorly Garoppolo played in that one. But overall, got Pittsburgh winning this one by 4. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Drop your score prediction in the comments as well. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and check out the site, SteelersDepot.com. We'll have plenty of post-game coverage for you. Thank you again, and we'll talk to you soon.